Adapting interpersonal communications to the Japan culture. In this presentation, I will talk about deep structures of culture, including religion, values,
In this
and
presentation,
language.
I will talk about deep structures of culture.
Japan has its own unique belief system called Shinto. Shinto means the way of the gods, yet it is not always categorized by Westerns as a religion, in part because Shinto lacks an official religious text or a system of ethics to live by. The Japanese are surprisingly tolerant of religious differences and may even practice both Buddhism and Shinto concurrently. Many people are married in a Shinto ceremony but select a Buddhist funeral. Christianity and other religions are also present in Japan. There is no official religion. The Japanese tend to adapt their religion to modern life. For example, they will have new businesses blessed. Values. The gender roles are made very clear by the fact that the male dominance is still a strong aspect of the culture in terms of their equality. Japanese youth tries to westernize the culture so equality between men and women is growing to be more popular. Japanese are under pressure to conform to the society, which gives them high anxiety within their life. The Japanese have very high anxiety about life because of the need to avoid embarrassment. There are constant pressures to conform. A very strong work ethic and strong group relationships give structure and stability to life. Emotional restraints are developed in childhood, and all behaviors are situation bound. This makes it extremely difficult for a foreigner to understand the culture. Language. Japanese is the official language of Japan. It is a complex and subtle language spoken nowhere else in the world as a primary tongue. Most sentences in Japanese can be expressed in at least 4 different levels of politeness. Japanese women almost always use one of the more differential forms. Communication in Japan is often marked by greater subtlety. Information is less than spoken, yet is perfectly understood. In the next slide, I will talk about interpersonal protocol, including greeting behaviors, personal appearance, orientation to time. Greeting behaviors. The bow is their traditional greeting. When you bow, lower your eyes and keep your palm flat against your thighs. If someone bows to greet you, observe carefully. If you are greeting an equal, bow to the same depth as you have been bowed to, because the depth of the bow indicates the status of the relationship between you. Personal appearance. Many Japanese wear shoes that are slip-on since they remove them frequently. Women dress conservatively, keeping jewelry, perfume, and makeup to a minimum. Pants are becoming more common. High heels are to be avoided if you risk towering over your Japanese counterparts. Men wear conservative suits or lightweight cotton clothing. A traditional garment that is also worn is called a kimono. If you wear a kimono, wrap it left over right. Only corpses wear them wrapped right over left. Orientation to time. Japan is 9 hours ahead of Greenwich Mean Time, or 14 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. The Japan culture is punctual all the time. Tardiness is considered rude. When writing a date in English, the Japanese may write the year first, then the month, then the day. Or they may write the day first, then the month, then the year. Tips for communication. Japan is a high context culture. Even the smallest gestures carries great meaning. Therefore, avoid expansive arm and hand movements, unusual facial expressions, or dramatic gestures of any kind. Some Western gestures convey nothing to the Japanese. These include a shrug of the shoulder or a wink between friends. Pointing is considered impolite. Instead, wave your hand, palm up, towards the object being indicated, as the Japanese do. A smile can mean pleasure, but it can also be a means of self-control, and when it's used to hide disapproval or anger. Laughter can mean embarrassment, confusion, or shock rather than mirth. Silence is considered useful. Prolonged direct eye contact is not the norm.